In this video, we're going to talk about Joaquin Guzman, the man the world knows as El Chapo. He escaped from a maximum security Mexican prison in 2001 by allegedly bribing every guard in the building. He escaped again in 2015 through a tunnel over a mile long, dug under his shower, with ventilation, lighting, and a motorcycle track built inside it. He ran the most powerful drug trafficking organization in the history of the world for over 2 decades. He was worth over $1 billion. Forbes put him on their list of the world's most influential people, and his own son eventually handed him to the United States government. This is his story. You are going to live it. You are born on April 4th, 1957 in La Tuna, Badiraguato, Sinaloa. La Tuna is not a town, it is barely a village. It sits in the mountains of northwest Mexico in a region so remote and so poor that the Mexican government largely pretends it does not exist. The roads are dirt. The homes are concrete or wood. There is no industry, no economy, nothing to inherit. Your family farms. Your father grows things that people elsewhere want to buy, including marijuana. Your father is also violent. He beats you. You learn early that the world does not give you anything and that the people who are supposed to protect you are sometimes the first ones to hurt you. You file that information away. It will inform every decision you make for the rest of your life. By the time you're 15 years old, you have your own marijuana plantation. Not because someone handed it to you, because you figured out that this was the only viable economy in the mountains and you moved on it before anyone your age thought to. You earn your nickname in these years, El Chapo, the Shorty. You are 5 feet 6 inches tall and stocky. The name sticks. You wear it like armor. By the late 1970s, you are working for Hector Palma, one of the rising drug traffickers in the Sinaloa region. You are not a boss, you are logistics, you map drug routes, you oversee movement of product from the mountains toward the US border. You do it without losing shipments. You do it without getting caught. In a world where most people at your level either die or get arrested, within a few years, you survive. Reliability gets you promoted. By the early 1980s, you are working directly for Felix Gallardo, El Padrino, the Godfather, the most powerful drug baron in Mexico and the man who runs a Guadalajara cartel. You are his logistics director. You understand the system that moves drugs from South America through Mexico into the United States at industrial scale. You watch how territories are divided, how money is laundered, how government officials are bought, and how deals are made. And then in 1985, everything changes. A DEA agent named Enrique Camarena is kidnapped, tortured for 30 hours, and murdered by cartel members. Washington erupts. The pressure on the Mexican government becomes impossible to ignore. The Guadalajara cartel starts to collapse. Gallardo goes underground. And you watch quietly, understanding that crisis and power vacuum are the same event when you are positioned correctly. In 1989, Gallardo is arrested. From prison, he calls a summit in Acapulco. The territories of the Guadalajara cartel are divided among the surviving factions. The Arellano Felix brothers take Tijuana. The Carrillo Fuentes family takes Juarez. You, along with El Mayo Zambada and a handful of others, take Sinaloa and the Pacific Coast. You are 32 years old. You co-found the Sinaloa cartel. The Sinaloa cartel under your leadership does not look like what people expect from a Mexican drug organization. You are not purely a street gang or a collection of thugs held together by violence alone. You are a logistics operation, a business. You smuggle cocaine arriving from Colombia through Mexico and into the United States in quantities that DEA analysts struggle to comprehend. You innovate constantly. Your cartel hides cocaine in fire extinguishers, in chili pepper cans, in frozen food shipments. You build catapults to launch product over the border wall, and your signature innovation, the tunnels. You build tunnels under the US-Mexico border that are unlike anything law enforcement has ever seen. Air-conditioned, electrically lit, wide enough to stand in, long enough to require vehicles to transport product. In one case, a tunnel stretches over a mile from a warehouse in Tijuana to a warehouse in San Diego. These are not holes in the ground. They are infrastructure. By the early 1990s, the Sinaloa cartel has operations on 5 continents. You are responsible for moving a significant portion of all the cocaine entering the United States. The DEA and the FBI have both identified you as one of the most dangerous drug traffickers in the world. And then in 1993, you are arrested in Guatemala. You are charged with murder and drug trafficking in Mexico and sentenced to 20 years in a maximum security facility. Behind bars, you do not stop. You bribe prison guards. You have conjugal visits. You conduct business meetings. You run the Sinaloa cartel from your cell through lawyers and intermediaries while Mexican authorities officially insist you are under their control. In 2001, the Mexican Supreme Court makes a ruling that would make your extradition to the United States significantly easier. Facing the prospect of spending the rest of your life in an American prison, you decide it is time to leave. The official story is that you bribed a guard to smuggle you out of Puente Grande Federal Prison, hidden inside a laundry cart. That is the story that Mexican authorities give the world. Investigative journalist Anabel Hernandez spent years documenting what she alleges actually happened. That you walked out of the front door with the full awareness and protection of the Mexican government. That you did not escape. That you were released. Either way, you are free. For the next 13 years, you are the world's most wanted fugitive. The US government offers an $8.8 million combined reward for information leading to your capture. Forbes magazine puts you on their list of the world's most powerful people in 2009. Your net worth is estimated at over $1 billion. You operate across 50 countries, and you remain free in the mountains of Sinaloa, where the local population has known your family for generations and where loyalty to you is older and deeper than any loyalty to the Mexican state. These are the golden years. You are untouchable, and you know it. You expand the Sinaloa cartel's revenue into methamphetamine and heroin alongside cocaine. You build new alliances. You fight a bloody war against the Beltran Leyva brothers, former allies who you allegedly betrayed to the authorities, during which your son Edgar is murdered by your enemies. You absorb the loss, you continue. In this world, grief is a luxury you cannot afford. Your personal life mirrors your professional one in its chaos. You marry multiple times and have at least 8 children. In 2007, you marry Emma Cornell Ispuro, a beauty queen 18 years younger than you, the daughter of a man connected to the cartel world. Emma will later be arrested by US authorities and plead guilty to drug trafficking charges. But in 2007, at a party in the mountains of Durango, you are a billionaire marrying a beauty queen and the Mexican government cannot find you. The world makes songs about you. Narco corridos celebrate your name across Sinaloa. Children in the mountains grow up knowing your story the way children elsewhere know folk heroes. You are not just a criminal, you are a mythology. On February 22nd, 2014, your luck runs out for the second time. Mexican Marines and DEA agents track you to a modest hotel in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. No shots are fired. You are taken from your room in the early morning hours. The president of Mexico goes on television. He calls your capture a triumph. He says another escape would be unforgivable. He will regret those words. Mexico refuses US request for extradition. You are transferred to the Altiplano Maximum Security Prison, allegedly the most secure facility in Mexico. The Mexican government is certain this time they have you contained. On the night of July 11th, 2015, you climb into the shower area of your cell. There is a shaft in the floor. The shaft leads to a tunnel over a mile long, fully ventilated, electrically lit, reinforced with wood and steel, wide enough to stand up in. A motorcycle was used inside the tunnel during its construction to remove soil. The tunnel took allegedly over a year to build. It ends at a house under construction in a nearby town where a motorcycle and a car were waiting. You disappear. The Mexican president is humiliated. The government launches a massive manhunt. You are now the most wanted man in the Western Hemisphere, and for 6 months you remain in the mountains. Then you make a mistake. You agree to meet Sean Penn, the Hollywood actor, for a Rolling Stone magazine interview in October 2015. You want your story told. The interview takes place in a jungle location in Sinaloa. It lasts 7 hours. Sean Penn publishes the piece months later, but Mexican authorities had been monitoring communications connected to the meeting. The contact gives them enough intelligence to narrow down your location. On January 8, 2016, Mexican Marines storm a house in Los Mochis, Sinaloa. A firefight breaks out. 5 cartel members are killed. You escape through a sewer tunnel, of course, but are captured shortly after on a road nearby. Disheveled and alone, the Houdini of criminals had finally run out of tunnels. Mexico extradites you to the United States in January 2017. Your trial in Brooklyn Federal Court begins in November 2018. For 3 months, the world watches. 56 witnesses testify. Over 200 hours of testimony. Former cartel members describe in detail the murders, The bribes, the cocaine shipments, the wars. A witness testifies that you paid a $100 million bribe to former Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto. Another witness testifies that your wife Emma was directly involved in planning your 2015 prison escape. Your lawyer argues that the real leader of the Sinaloa cartel was always Elmayo Zambada, that your partner had bought the entire Mexican government and was using you as a public-facing figure to absorb attention while he operated in the shadows. The jury does not find this persuasive. On February 12, 2019, you are found guilty on all 10 counts. Conspiracy to traffic cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana, money laundering, use of firearms, engaging in a continuing criminal enterprise. On July 17, 2019, your birthday, Judge Brian Cogan sentences you to life in prison plus 30 years. You are ordered to forfeit $12.6 billion. You are sent to ADX Florence in Colorado, the Supermax, the place they send people they never want to hear from again. No one has ever escaped from ADX Florence. And then the story gets one final twist that you did not see coming. In July 2024, your son, Joaquin Guzman Lopez, one of the Los Chapitos, the sons who inherited your empire, Osigual, allegedly lures Elmayo Zambada, your partner of decades, to a meeting in Sinaloa under false pretenses. He subdues Elmayo. He puts him on a plane to New Mexico. He hands the man who built the Sinaloa cartel alongside you to the United States government. Whether he did it for a deal with the DEA for power within the cartel or for reasons nobody fully understands yet, your partner of 30 years is now in U.S. custody because of your own blood. The cartel you built, the empire your family inherited, destroyed from the inside by the next generation. You started with a marijuana plant in the mountains of Sinaloa when you were 15 years old. You built the most powerful drug trafficking organization in the history of the world. You escaped prison twice. You were a billionaire. You were a folk hero. You were on the Forbes list. And you will die in a concrete cell in Colorado while your own son dismantles everything you built. The tunnels always ran out eventually. You just didn't know it until the end. What empire should we expose next? Drop it in the comments. There are a lot more stories out there, and every single one of them has a price.